Okay. It's fast. It's good, but it's all the way at the top. Yeah. I want to change the gearing.
Actually, on 2.
Are they both?
Yeah. There you go. Pull it back.
I'm gonna leave that down. Leave that down just in case.
It's not like you can't hear.
Dude, this thing looks freaking amazing.
They're selling these?
Yeah. Roundabout's a restaurant, but they also sell it. Yo, you better be careful. That thing's got a lot of power in there.
Yeah, it's fast. You can hear like the R1 gearing.
Yeah.
It's like mad close.
You have the keys to the car?
That's fine. I do. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Illustrator, and I'm riding this FZ1, but unfortunately we got caught out in the fucking rain out here in Jersey. We're about an hour and some change away from the city. So unfortunate stroke of bad luck, but we just chilled out and played some checkers, stuff like that. The guys went over to get me this giant ass balloon suit, so I feel like a dork. The suit is waterproof, so right now we're on our way back to the city. First impressions on this bike, it looks way better in person. So like, I saw it, you know, when I came to look at it to put the deposit down. Obviously, after that point, it's just straight up pictures. This thing sounds great too. It's got a 2-bro slip-on. I think it's a slip-on. I don't think it's a full system. But man, this slip-on sounds great. And it has this intake whistle like a Triumph. So we just left the Cracker Barrel. Oh, this thing is awesome. Unfortunately, this freaking balloon suit is gonna catch a bunch of wind on the highway, and also it's catching enough wind to block the mirrors. I can just barely see out the back. But yo, whoever had this bike, this thing had to be a one-owner vehicle, because it has the owner's manual in the trunk. That's like the biggest thing that tipped me off. Like, this is a one-owner bike. You know, aside from the fact that it's a 2006 and it's fucking beautiful, but it's also the fact that it still has the owner's manual, everything. Only a handful of mods. Unfortunately, like, as you can see the way the weather's set up, the wind, the rain and stuff, not ideal situation for a vlog, but I hope you enjoyed like the whole cinematic slider shots and everything. But yeah, this is the bike I got. When I'm obviously film more stuff with this bike, but as you can see, the weather's not really on my side, so I'll see you guys in the next one, or maybe I'll tack on another video to this one. But yeah, this I don't really feel like vlogging in, so I'm gonna shut you guys off. I'll see you later, whatever the case may be. Brutal. Okay, so that first impression video didn't go too good because it started raining when we was out there in Jersey. I couldn't really vlog. There was a bunch of wind. Like, it was a fucking mess. So it's been 5 days with the bike. I've rode it for 4 days out of those 5. I'm squinting kind of heavy because I ain't got no gloves because I left them at work. Nah, first impressions, okay. So how does it perform? The bike is fast, but you gotta wind it up first. And that's one thing that a lot of people complained about with this bike, is that it's a naked bike, but it has that sport bike characteristic of, you know, you just gotta rev the snot out of it to get the power. That's one thing I definitely noticed about this bike, is that you really gotta spin it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get it up to at least, you know, 5 before you start feeling the power just kick in. Like that, then it just wants the power wheelie. But anything before that, especially when it comes to like launching the bike from a stoplight, it's anemic, you know? There's not much there, especially when, you know, you're coming from the SV and that thing just had gobs of power offline. The thing about it is, like, once you spin it up, the power is there, like, in spades. Because this bike, even though it's stock, it has more horsepower than the SV. I estimate the SV was making about, like, you know, 140. Stock they make, I believe, like 125. With all the mods that it had, it probably was making something like, more like 140. But this thing makes 150 from the crank out of the factory. But the thing is, you don't get that power immediately. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's really true. Oh, this thing shifts so smoothly. Like, certain areas you can really see the R1 DNA poking its head. Like, you just tap that shit and it just like... The SV was a bit clunky when it came to that. Just no force at all needed, no clutch, nothing. Okay, eBay special. Speaking of which, a lot of people didn't like, well, not a lot of people, there was only like a handful. But there was some people that didn't like the Two Bros exhaust that's on here. And I'm right there with you. I don't like how it looks. I just think that, like, the typical Two Bros, what you call it, carbon fiber weave pattern, I think it's just ugly. In that sense, I do agree. But yeah, I agree. I already have, like, an idea of which exhaust I'm going to put on here, too. And it's one of those lesser known brands from, like, Europe. You're probably not going to guess the name of it. But that's a long way away, because, like, that shit is, like, really expensive for a fucking slip-on. So, riding position, the bars are very high up, and they also pull back a little bit. So I'm, like, completely upright, like a dirt bike. What car is that? Suspension, I think, is definitely made for someone who weighs less than me. I weigh 200 pounds, like 205 pounds, maybe like 220 with gear. And I got the preload ramped all the way to the top, because, like, when you're heavier, you're supposed to ramp up the preload from standard. So I tried everything in between, you know, 5 and the top. It's not working as good as it should. Coming from the SV, this thing is working wonders. It's just that it could be better. What is that? A Buick something. I would love to own that, just like it is. But if you know what car that is, put a comment. I was saying on the way home from Jersey, when I did like the original first impressions on this bike, the seat is really hard. Like, it's a Yamaha comfort seat, but it's pretty fucking firm. Like, I don't know if you get the choice of, you know, soft and firm, kind of like when you're buying a mattress, but goddamn, this thing is firm. I don't know if it's not broken. I don't know what the problem is, but this thing, it kind of feels like sitting on a fucking brick. But yo, this bike was well looked after. It's an 06, but it looks like flawless. There's only a couple flaws here and there. I think the biggest flaw might be one that I put on it already. The exhaust can burn my boot, because it's really close to the foot peg. Like, it's like right next to it, and it's level, because this bike has like an exhaust that kind of comes out level with the ground almost. So it's not like the high mount like you see on a sport bike, where it comes out and then it angles up to the sky. It angles straight back, basically. Another thing is, this bike has like the typical And I think they fixed it with later models. But like the first year, this style had the problem where like the fueling was like real snatchy when you rolled on, and I definitely feel that. Unless you like baby it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of getting used to it, but like it's definitely apparent, it's definitely there, and I think that'll go away if I flash or thank you so much, Virgin. Yeah, if you do some ECU stuff, you get rid of that. You know, like same problem that they had with the FZ1, where the FZ1 just wants to rip your head off as soon as you crank the throttle. I mean, overall, I'm happy with the bike. I just got to make a couple changes here and there. In terms of like a total overhaul, that's going to be way in the future. But I definitely have plans. I'm going to have to 2.0 this bike, you know, within the next year or so. But I'm going to hold on to this thing for a long time. That was the whole plan. Go to a dealer, get something nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing has like the service records. This thing has the owner's manual, all that type of shit. So, yeah, this bike is the future of this channel. Unless I fucking wreck it. Alright, how are we getting through this bullshit? Alright, I'll see you guys on the next video.